The Liberals continue to do absolutely nothing about Canada's border crisis, even though it puts the safety of Canadians at risk. Last year, the feds lifted visa requirements for Mexican nationals after the former Conservative government made it harder for fake refugees from that country to enter in 2009. And of course, all of this is part of Justin Trudeau's Welcome to Canada, open borders virtue signaling that has everyone and their dog just sauntering into the country from basically wherever. In August, it was estimated that 200 people were walking across the U.S. border and into Quebec per day. And now we're expecting 40,000 asylum seekers by year's end, including those from Mexico. As it stands, the number of refugee applications has almost tripled since 2016, going from 242 to 660 by just the end of July this year. But that's not all that spiked. Detentions of Mexican nationals at the Canadian border are sky high compared to last year, when the requirements were lifted, and it points to a serious problem. According to correspondence between the Canadian Press and the Canada Border Services Agency, they've detained 2,391 Mexicans so far this year. That's almost 6 times the 411 from last year. And we all know what that means. Mexico has a drug cartel problem, and shady people are trying to get into Canada. Border officials detain people when they're suspicious that a person may pose a danger to the public, may go underground, or if their identity is in doubt. Of course, the Liberals are ignoring these facts. Remember when former Minister of Immigration John McCallum suggested the Liberals were lifting these visa requirements to promote tourism and jobs when questioned by CPC immigration critic Michelle Rempel?
Today at committee, a senior immigration official who was in charge of all of Latin America admitted that the Liberals knew that there were risks associated with their rush to lift the Mexican visa requirement at a parliamentary committee. We also learned from this official that the Liberals lifted the visa requirement in spite of this advice. Mr. Speaker, Canadians deserve to know, this is really important, what were these risks? Right. Why were the Liberals hiding them from Canadians? And why did the Liberals blatantly ignore them?
Mr. Speaker, unlike the previous Conservative government, we do welcome Mexicans to Canada. We welcome the tourists. We welcome their expenditures. We are monitoring the situation, but we are very happy to welcome more Mexican tourists to this country and to accept the jobs that go along with that.
Yeah, well, that was almost a year ago, and at that time they were fresh out of a briefing and knew of the dangers that came along with lifting these stipulations. And guess what? Nothing has changed. When asked, Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale's spokesperson trotted out the same old lines about tourism and trade. And those numbers, they reflect the people detained. So what about all those people going unchecked and just waltzing across the border? We know resources to properly vet illegals are running thin. We know that some of these illegals are coming here because they can't get into the States anymore, and we can expect more of that judging by the fake outrage over DACA. So while the Liberals continue with their open borders virtue signaling, they also continue to invite obvious threats into the country. But they wouldn't want to offend anyone or anything, would they? For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, you might like our premium content too. For just $8 a month, you still get access to all of our free stuff, plus our full-length shows. Visit our website today for all of the details.